King Lars from Norway is coming to London soon and to see some musicals. He'd like, or he or she, I assume it's a he, would like to know if you recommend any clothes shops to check out whilst in London.
Oh, blimey, clothes shops. Well, God, I, I think just for the experience of a cool old school London shop that's kind of modern and kind of cool, go to Liberties and go to the furniture bit on the top floor because they always have some really lovely old bits of sort of rosewood 60s furniture and stuff up there. And they've also got some good clothes. In fact, they've got everything. And it's a really good shop for getting your mum a prezi while you're in London. So that'd be good. They have lots of, scented candles and things that mums like.
Are you much of a shopper?
I'm not much of a shopper these days, to be honest. I used to buy lots of t-shirts when I was on tour, and I just haven't got room for any more. So photography has fortunately replaced capitalism in my touring.
Well done. Joanna would like to know why you decided to set up a Twitter account.
I thought it was really interesting and worth trying. And I always read tons of stuff on the internet, whether it's news, whether it's political or entertainment or film reviews or gig reviews or whatever, that I always think, when I read an interesting article, I always want to recommend it to people, and that's what I use Twitter for quite a lot, is sending out links to articles that I've read or a podcast that I listen to, or someone that I think is really interesting, and so quite often I feel like I'm speaking about things that I'm not an expert about. But with Twitter, you can sort of send a link out to an article by a person who is an expert on a certain area. So instead of saying, I think this is rubbish, you can send a link out to an article that explains why something is rubbish or brilliant or true or whatever.
Uh-huh. And your Keane, your name is Richard Keane.
It is Richard Keane.
If people want to find you.
All one word.
Final question. Well, final question of our 10. We may see if there's any more on Twitter. Fixer says that in the What Do You Think Of interview with Tom, you were speaking with a lot of enthusiasm about snare drums when Tom interrupted you and prevented you from finishing talking about snare drums.
Did he?
Yeah, apparently so. I don't remember that either, but apparently so. Fixer would like you to finish. What is it you love about snare drums so much?
Well, it's not just snare drums and drums in fact, my hallway is blocked by a drum kit at the moment, one of my many drum kits. There's, I don't know, I guess guitarists, end up with millions of guitars, and Tim's got millions of keyboards, and Tom's got, I don't know, a few microphones and quite a few guitars. And so drums are just, they're just firstly, they can be incredibly beautiful, and secondly, when you really get into it, they all sound very different, and I enjoy being able to sort of use all kinds of different sounds when we get into a studio. So I have quite a selection these days, quite an extensive collection.
Is it that? And when you're listening to a record, will you be able to hear, oh, that's that kind of snare drum? Or
sometimes it depends how it's recorded. Trouble is, once you pile loads of stuff on top, especially when you're listening to something on headphones, if you've got a really good set of headphones, yeah.
Sorry, I've got music coming out of my computer.
We've got some music, but yeah, interrupted again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a self-indulgence, but I don't know. They are beautiful things, and some of them are pretty rare. So when you get, and another thing that's fun to do when you're on the road is to just go around. It's always fun to go to music shops and see what you can find. And Jesse does that with guitars, and Tim does it with keyboards, and I don't know, we did that video in France, in Paris, when we were recording, and went keyboard shopping, and you never know what you're going to find. So it's always fun to do.
And like when you meet with other drummers, do you talk about drums?
Sometimes it depends, but yeah, sometimes. But most of the time, no, we just talk about how all the other people in our bands are, idiots.
Yes. And that you're the best one.
Exactly.
You should be at the front.
Hi, Beth. Beth just arrived.
Beth just arrived.
It's like Keane Central round here.
Yeah, exactly. This is what Richard's house is like. Keane people just come and go all day long.
Free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's like Glorified internet cafe. Right, let's see if there's another question on Twitter as a final. What are you doing after this interview? Asks Isabel. What you got planned? Well, obviously we'll be filming more questions.
We're filming another 40 questions, so we'll be here till midnight. And I'm going to the dentist.
Dear.
But I've got a nice Swedish dentist, so it's not quite as horrific as, I don't know, as my old sort of school nightmares of dentists are.
Any specific reason? Is it just a checkup, or is there a specific? Are you having work?
I have had a checkup. I think I'm having some work done,
Oh, really?
but I'm trying not to engage in it. They've got a TV on the ceiling above
really?
Above where you sort of lie down and get attacked. So I'm going to take it something to watch, probably something funny.
Oh, you get to choose what you take.
You can take a DVD and watch whatever you want. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That sounds
know.
like a good dentist.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And then yeah, we should probably.
And we're doing a little charity show tonight that Tom has arranged. So that's Keane, that is. So yeah, we're playing a few songs, which is a sort of benefit show for Rwanda Aid, which, as many of you will know, is a charity that Tom's dad works for. So we're doing a little acoustic show for that tonight, which is in London somewhere.
Presumably not open to the public.
I think if you were going to go, you would need to have already bought tickets, which are incredibly expensive.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's going to Rwanda Aid, so
exactly.
We don't mind for once.
Marvellous. All right, well, that's our 15 minutes done. We have literally just tipped over the 15-minute mark.
Well, thanks for tuning in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Any final messages for your wonderful fans?
Well done, the people that managed to get those Chilean miners out. I was very pleased to see that they all got out safely. So,
yeah.